Hey there folks, and welcome back to another day in Magic Arena. We have a quest to play 40 lands. Well, guess what we're doing today? We're playing a land stack. Well, an incomplete one, so it's a bad land stack, but I mean, it's still a land stack. Anyway, so the purpose of a land stack is to have more technical lands, usually trying to win through things like Ipnu Rivulet, and occasionally Hashep Oasis and Shephet Dunes will come into play. As things go in the game, we try to play various threats based on what they're weak to. So we have 2 Carnage Tyrant, 2 Approach, 2 Teferi. We also have Hour of Promise. I don't have a place set up, but 2 will do for now. It's as complete as I could get the deck. Progress on Arena's a little slow, so there you go. I've got 2 cast out, 2 binding split, depending on where we're going at the time, and we kind of cross over instant and sorcery speed, but we have the lands to go with it a lot of times. We have 3 Settle the Wreckage, a Gift of Paradise, 2 Grow from the Ashes, which would probably be the 2 Hour of Promise in this particular instance, 4 Spring, 4 Seal Away to deal with early aggro, as well as Essence Scatter to cover that area, 2 Negate to deal with the most critical threats from control or various other things. That was a concession after playing it many times. It's like, okay, I definitely need negates. 2 Search for His Contest, so that gives us yet another land to fetch up all our other spells. And then 2 Thematic Compass, which also gives us our Maze of Ith, so that we can deal with big creatures, or we can wipe the board clean every now and then with Settle, if it's possible to do so. Depending on how our opponent is feeling at the time, of course. So it's not so much a control deck as it's a it's more of a ramp, to be fair. Like, we don't really try to control anything. We just kind of attempt to do our own thing, and if the opponent wants to fight back, that's when we say something about it. Anyway, so with that, that's the deck. Let's get in some games and see how it does. Alright, we're in. We're on the play. We have Grow from the Ashes and Essence Scatter as our only action right now, and a ton of lands. We're against Getty. Alright, Getty. How are we going to start this out? That doesn't turn on Hinterland Harbor, but so we'll go this way with it to start. Our opponent starts out with the blue and a slow transition over into our turn. Blue-black, that's rare enough. Well, I guess we Grow from the Ashes. Get some land. If they want to counter, they can go ahead and freaking counter. They're not going to counter. Alright, well, now let's move on to the next part. Figuring out what else we're supposed to do with this. We could get our next blue, I suppose. Have ourselves well suited for that. Alright, opponent, your turn. And the opponent's turn. So much control. So much control. Anyway. We don't have anything going on right now for finishers, or ramp right now either, which kind of sucks. We kind of need our ramp and finishers. Only so much we can do there. Oh, good. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Nothing. A lot of nothing, but I mean, the blue-black control deck is a creature-based one, so we should probably be okay. They're going to draw some cards. I'm going to drink some tea. Oh, they want to do something now. Yeah. Search for his counter. Fine. How far along are they? Not even close. That's interesting. I mean, might as well try. Send it in. I mean, you never know what kind of counterspell they happen to have, but it's a hard counter in this case. So, our ideal card to try and get versus them is probably Carnage Tyrant. And then we can deal with their creatures appropriately and start picking them off a bit. So are they going to just jam? They're not going to jam a thing there. Alright. So we'll just wait for our next thing to come along. I'm happier they used a hard counter there, because if they've got something like a Orazca's Contempt, it's only really going to land a couple things. Yeah, go ahead. Nothing you have is going to live. Doomfall check for Scarab God. It is not even close to safe. Have a nice day. You are not getting through. Oh, now they're having a long decision process about what they get rid of in all of this. And it's going to be Settle the Wreckage. That's alright. Alright, land it is. Keep going. Not a whole lot going on. We drew the removal half of our deck, to be quite fair here. Ah, there we go. Carnage Tyrant. We'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. And which one do I want to have left over? It doesn't matter. Carnage Tyrant. Have a nice day. That said, they might have Bantu's Last Reckoning as an option, but hey, whatever. Carnage Tyrant. You can go ahead and think on that one for a little while. And they go bin something else with theirs content. They're only at 4 with that, so it's not like it's a big deal yet. Field of Ruin's pretty good, and enough to frighten them, I'm sure. Anyways, let's swing in. I'm sure that they don't have enough to do anything about this. Was tempted to use the deserts, but let's save them until we need to invest on a particular turn. So if they want to throw down some defenses, then we can at least push through them. But I doubt that they have the answer. They haven't produced anything, and they're probably not going to get anything. Doomfall is probably what they're going to look for. Let's jam the Thematic Compass while we're here. As soon as the mana wants to take off, there we go. Force the counter. If it lands, then we're gonna fetch a card. But I have a feeling my opponent can't answer the Tyrant, so they're gonna answer as much of everything else as they can. A hard counter on a Thematic Compass when they haven't played a creature yet. But they know our entire hand as stuff they can't deal with. like, their Tyrant's not going anywhere. Anyway. So they do the flip. And, yeah, we're going to let them fetch up something. Greater chance of a land in their Azcanta. Less options for them, then we'll take it out. They missed? Okay, so good call, I guess. They couldn't get there. They couldn't find the Doomfall. Alright, we're up against Jer. I think they're like, you know... What am I thinking? The WoW guys that are like merfolk guys that, yeah, you know what I mean. Island and brown land, with this kind of hand. I don't think we can safely take that one. Okay, this is a hair better, but not much. We got a scry though, so we can scry. We as Kanta. There's options. Our hand turns on with double white, so let's just pitch that for the next thing. Good game. Ho ho! Check that out. That's all you need to do, folks. To show them that you don't need white mana to beat them. Don't need white mana at all. Alright, we're up against Dino Bird. We're on the play, and we have things we can cast. Let's go. Start up with Plains, get a Sun Petal Grove going, yada yada yada, land more elves. No, that's unfortunate. Alright, ship the turn. Really? Oh, you want to. You want to. Alright. Okay, we have something we can do. We're going to gift a paradise, though. We want to have all the mana in the world. And we'll just deal with their garbage as it comes. They have lots of mana. Glorybringer is their choice. Hits us for a little bit. Okay, since that thing can exert, let's just ship the turn. Let's make them fear a Settle the Wreckage for a little while. Alright, well, I mean, it's simple enough. That said, they could have Bronto. It's possible. We're going to make them have it. Now we get our island. Is Tyrant the way of it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, we have 7 mana, but we do lose out on Hour of Promise. That said, Hour of Promise does make action a little bit more fun. You know what? Let's have some fun with it. So, green, something, 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 something. 2 deserts is what we need. We can snag a Rivulet, which is going to get us to our approach faster. And, I mean, we already have the green source. So, another Rivulet? Sure. That'll slow down the Land War Elves, at least. Okay. Apparently our opponent had nothing besides Glorybringer. And quick victory! Alright, we're up against Black Seed. We are on the play. We can spring an Hour of Promise with this particular hand so that we can activate our other cards that are white here. As long as our opponent is not playing Red Deck Wins on the ladder. Which I have virtually no respect for. Oh, we do not get Duressed, but we do get green-white available to us. Merfolk Branchwalker. That's fine. Whatever. And gets a Ravenous Chupacabra. Gonna keep that on top with the green-white? He is. Well, sucks to be him. Wasted card for you. I suppose we can go snag our island here. Have that available to us. Next turn, we've got some Hour of Promise with the Desert online here. Don't know what they're exactly doing, but hey, I guess their Chupacabra does come in a little bit of use when you've got an Hour of Promise going. So with that, we definitely want our Shephet Dunes for white. And then we've got a ton of green, but a Haship Oasis may come up, so we'll take it. There. Field of Ruin from our opponent. And the Chupacabra. That's fine. they want to swing in with the Branch Walker, we'll block for sure. We are okay with that. Alright, land. Search for Azcanta. Spring! Do we need to keep up double blue or any blue? No, not really at all. We don't need to keep up any blue. I suppose we can do this. And then we can get ourselves a little richer in the white mana, I think. We don't really need blue that much. I mean, we have technical double blue for our mines. Liliana, Death's Majesty, shows up. Only why I didn't care too much.
Oh,
that's fine.
It's you. Look at me.
We'll find an answer for her eventually. I mean, we have a search for Azcanta that's going to start ticking away at things. Do I care about this? Probably not as much as other things, so let's find some other things. I'm going to pitch that away. We don't really need it. And a negate, which would have been something nice before, but it's alright. We can use our mines unless our opponent plays something else very critical that we have to deal with. Path of Discovery. Yeah, that's probably something we should deal with. They just get way too much value off of that. Slowing us down a hair. Let them mill themselves. Rivulet them later. There goes another bit of Explorer mechanics. And we'll let this one go. Dead-Eye Tracker. Dead-Eye Tracker doesn't bother us. Library. Now, we might see Orazca's Contempt. That's entirely possible. Let's check our mana here. I think we're good, actually. So, my intended effect here is to push away Liliana.
This isn't a fight you can
get her out of here. She's too much trouble.
Let's take it back.
Pass the turn. I know he can do some explore to possibly get to her, but for now we're going to get rid of her. He might be able to get to her. We definitely want a miller. It's going to take our mines away from us. Wonderful. Finds a Thrashing Brontodon. It's going to keep that Azcanta offline either way through this process. And he's not going to get that Bronto if he decides to attack. And attack he does. Alright, settle it away. Off it goes. And we'll seal away, for sure, we'll seal away the Dead-Eye Tracker. We don't want him causing any more trouble. So Bronto gets shuffled back in. Lily gets shuffled back in. So we're actually okay now. Now we can start drawing some cards and actually having some action going on here. Spring, we'll graveyard that. Seems like a good graveyard target. And grow from the ashes. Well, that's not bad here. We'll kick that. 1, 2, and we'll use this one. And this one. The lands are really, really tiny on the screen. Sure, use that. So, island. And then, I guess, plains? Now we draw.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
And get an Ixalan's Binding, which we'll save for something a little more threatening than a Deadeye Tracker. For now, let's just get rid of that Deadeye Tracker entirely. So that it's not any more of an issue. And now we untap. I suppose that gives us access to... we'll do these ones. Giving us the ability to cast Mind. Tendersheet Dryad. That looks like a great binding target. Ravenous Chupacabra is just something that happens to be around. And now we'll Mind. Which, you know, takes us further away from that, but who cares? Oh, okay. We're still binding that. Gift of Paradise, how about we bin that? We don't need that. And a land anyway.
Keep up the pace.
Alright, we get a Hinterland Harbor, more land, why not? And let's get rid of that thing once and for all, please. I really don't want that thing sticking around. No more of those. So he'll never attack with that into Settle the Wreckage, which is the kind of relevant thing here. So what's our Teferi opponent, or Teferi, you're going, what are they going to attack Teferi with? Worth settling. Just slow them down entirely. Use the settles, never at the last minute, just use them. If you get something out of it, then great. I mean, the fact that this is going to empty his board and put it down to a pace of we can cast it out, yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, Archer of Orazca is going to be doing some work for him. And a Merfolk Branchwalker. Yeah, fine. Okay. And a Branchwalker on top. How do you feel about that Branchwalker on top? Deciding to keep it. Is there anything I feel like doing right now? Not really. Okay. This Kanta gets Essence Scatter. That's probably relevant towards how our opponent plays their deck, so we're going to take it and transform this Kanta. He has 2 Field of Ruins? Yeah, those are Field of Ruins. So we probably want to be a little proactive on that. Anyway, draw a card. And while we're at it, Teferi, could you draw me a card?
No time for a break.
Get some more cards drawn, please. And the Spring is our card of the day. Hinterland Harbor down. Spring next. And we'll use the Oasis and this. We'll get our deserts used in this case. And just go grab a random land. It turns out that random equals forest. And this I'm not really worried about yet. But he's going to draw a Branchwalker, which we can cancel away. Oh, also we could have done double as Kanta. That is the thing. I missed out on that. Been a while since I played the deck, okay? Anyways, yes, the Field of Ruin. Expected. Well, let's go get something relevant to what we see here. Although we do have... or we're getting a forest anyway. It's all good. So he's got another Field of Ruin, so approach is not really where I want to be. That said, it's pretty good. We'll take it. So off goes that. We get our forest. Let's see what they do about things here. And they go to attack Teferi. Do I care about that? I probably should. All right, I'll care about it. I mean, he gets us a few more draws, but Orazca's Contempt will take it at any time, so we kind of gotta watch out for that. Other than that, you know, we're not too worried about things here. We just slow him down. I'm tempted to scatter any Brontos that might appear, but they haven't. Tempted to just simply use Mind and get into the next stage of things here. Although Mind is definitely worth it after we approach. That said, again, he's got to feel the ruin, so whatever. We just cast Approach and then draw a lot of cards, and if we draw another one, then great. I think that's probably the way of it, so we could probably just Mind for now. Let them do their thing here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, if we draw another one, then we're off to the races, really. That's the thing. We could always just draw our other one. And we do. It's the one of those times when you just say, I want to reveal my hand. Anyway. So, one white, and then a whole bunch of everything. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And do it again. And done. Lots of mana. Just double approach in the same turn. Pretty good. So we got there. Got some wins in. Got almost all our lands for the quest. Now I can play any old deck and finish that off, and I certainly will. But anyways, that's the deck. That's lands. Bad lands. That's not my invention, but definitely the deck that I wanted to make for Arena. And it's certainly a lot of fun. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst. And it'll take some people and it won't take others. So there you go. If it's the kind of style you like, there you go. And hope you enjoyed. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.